are back at the cabin again this weekend. Actually gonna be an extended stay this week. I have spring break, so my dad is coming up a little bit later. I just unloaded the truck for our supplies. We're gonna actually stay here overnight tonight and for the next several nights. It is supposed to get very cold tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes because we have no HVAC. We have the fireplace we can't use because it's not safe to use. Our plan actually this week is to demolish the fireplace, so we'll see how that goes. I'm hoping we can just get it out and then put some sort of metal roofing just in the spot until we get a new fireplace in, just temporarily. So yeah, right now the plan is to clean up this giant mess, and I don't think I've introduced our dogs yet. This guy here this one's Smokey, and this one right here is Bandit. So we have Smokey and the Bandit. Bandit is 2.5 years old, and Smokey is 1.5 years old. And so they're going to be spending time up here. My dad's coming up with my parents' dog. His name is Ash, and we'll just be hanging out for the next several days. At some point I got to turn on the water, and because it is cold, I actually get to test how well the insulation that I put in does with the heater down there to prevent the water pipes from freezing. Tomorrow, I think the high tomorrow is 24, and the low is like 14, and then the wind chill is supposed to be around 0. So we might not be doing much outside tomorrow, which is fine. We got stuff to do in here. We still have a bunch of cupboards to go through and see what's in them and get rid of a bunch of stuff still. But so yeah, we'll check back in a bit. Go. All right, we're gonna turn on the water for the first time. We did have it tested during the home inspection, but and it was working fine then. So there shouldn't be any issues, but I have been down here and kind of bumped it every once in a while, so we'll see how it goes. So they left us some instructions, and my wife laminated them so that I don't worry about them falling apart or anything. So, all right, in this space, we'll have a look at the silk cock that leads from the filter to the pressure tank.
So the filter's that right there.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I'm assuming it's this one here, because this is the, if you got to drain it. So, turn the clockwise to turn it off, okay? The inline valve does not need to be changed. Well, it keeps on turning here, so I think it's fine. On the water heater, there's a drain at the bottom. Turn it clockwise to shut it closed.
That's that.
All right. The top of the water heater is the flip valve, a small metal lever that is part of the pressure
It's right there.
relief valve. Okay.
Sticking it.
It goes that way. Place the filter and receptacle on the filter mount. Be sure that the rubber O-ring is in place. Screw it in place and hand tighten only. The filter's already.
Was that
There's
that little washer thing? Yeah, it's in there.
There's a filter in there, and there's an O-ring in there, so I'm just gonna leave it.
Okay, just hand tighten it.
Yeah, I don't know how clean or dirty it is.
Do you have that wrench to untighten it? When was it down here somewhere? So
I think it's in the drawer or the thing right there. Okay. You may now switch the pump switch in the electric box to the on position. Visually check to make sure there are no leaks. Okay. All right, now we gotta check. Inside the cabin, the faucets will be open. Oh, you can hear it. Oh, we're leaking You gotta turn this one off. Okay.
Well, you found that out.
Maybe that's the one that they meant.
You may, yeah, maybe, yeah.
All right. I can hear water upstairs.
Where are the dogs?
No, I hear water upstairs.
What do you do? Okay, should I go look?
Yeah, let's go on up and check that. All right, so far no water, but I think it has to fill up the blue pressure tank downstairs. All right. Oh, Bandit. There's Ash. Ash, can you say hi? Yeah. That's my parents' dog. There's my dad again. Hi, Bandit. I don't have any water upstairs yet, so I think I showed this last week, but this is the heater I bought. I'll show a little picture of the app or a video of the app. I've used it just for heat for the cabin. We have another one upstairs, and it's absolutely amazing. I really like it. It's called Dureo. It's on Amazon, and it's the first time I bought it, but I've been very happy with it. We'll have to see how it works in this space. It should work good. It tells the current temperature on the app, and then it also shows like the minimum temperature. So right now I have it'll turn on at 42 degrees. I think right now it's like 54 or something in here, but I'm not sure. I'll come back once it's filled up. All right, we got water.
Yay, water.
Looks like it looks like this is the hot. The hot, we already turned off the cold, so the hot is. Well, that's a weird way to turn that off. Okay. This one here, we're good there. And we turned that one off already for that, so we should be good. Now I just need to flip. What is it? Flip the switch for the water heater. Just to your right as you enter under the cabin. All right, so this is the water heater on switch. It should be on. Is it still filling?
Yeah.
Something's filling. Maybe it's building up pressure in the blue tank, the water tank. And then the water heater.
That's the valve that should have been closed.
Yeah, the one with the hose.
That makes
spigot.
sense. You can
drain it out and hook up a hose.
Yeah.
I don't know what the other one's for. All right, we do have a tiny, the tiniest leak on the bottom of the water heater, on the spigot valve, and this is actually, I think, plastic. It's not a very good shut-off valve, but super tiny. There is some water here, and that was actually from when I turned this one, and this doesn't appear to do anything. I'm not sure what this does. But I hadn't turned this one, and this is the one I needed to turn off. And so when we had turned on the water, it filled up. You can see some more water there too. But that'll evaporate slowly. I'm not too concerned about this leak. I am probably going to be proactive and buy a new water heater, considering how old this one is, because I don't want it to start leaking when I'm gone or something like that. But for now, this should work fine. And then I already bought some connectors, shark bite connectors for the new water heater for when I want to put a new one in. So I'll make it quick and easy. Well, quick and easy as in to hook up. It's going to be a beast to kind of get it out, because they're big and awkward. I'm not even sure how I guess it'd have to come out this way through this, or I'd have to take down the foam, which I can do. It's only held by, I think, like 4 screws, so it's not a lot of screws, so it's not too bad. So I don't know, there's a circuit breaker for the water heater, but there's also a fuse. I have not seen one of these in a long time. So far we haven't gotten any hot water. It's only been about maybe 20 minutes, so we might have to wait a little bit longer. But I am not sure. I don't think anything would be wrong with these. But we'll have to come back and check in maybe an hour and see if it's working. So, all right, it's been about 2 hours. The cheat sheet said 20 minutes for the hot water heater to turn on, but we finally have. I can't see the steam, but maybe there you can kind of see it now. It is nice and hot. So I thought the water heater just conked out, but it works good. And so now we have hot and cold water, which is great. All right, it is cold and snowy outside, so we can't do much outside. So we're gonna attempt to take off what we can for the fireplace. We can't do a whole lot on the inside because it's obviously supporting the stuff up above. But I'm curious to see how slow going it's gonna be. So we're gonna find out. All right, my dad and I did a quick demo just to see how hard it was, and it wasn't that hard. My dad actually just used the hammer and the bit there, and we already got the mantle off, so it wasn't that difficult. I don't know if we're gonna be able to. We might be able to do the front of this. I'm not sure about the sides. We'll probably leave that for later because I just need to make sure that supporting the stuff up above. I don't want it to obviously all come in and cave in or something. All right, so these pieces are just falling off right now. This is metal, or what was the fire, I forget what this is called, part of the firebox. And the reason we couldn't use it is because this is why. It's literally just falling apart in my hands. There was no cap on this, and they didn't use the fireplace much, so it had just corroded to the point where it's just not safe. The damper's stuck. And you can see all the rust from this. It is still pretty solid right here, but it's pretty rusted. But that's why it's coming out, along with the fact that I wasn't a big fan of the fireplace anyways, and it's just too big for the size of the cabin. It'll be a lot nicer once we have a smaller footprint in here. Good morning, everybody. Our goal for today is to get that out. We're hoping to obviously get the a little oriented here. Take this out. There's a clasp down here, and then should be able to unhook it, and then hopefully work on actually getting the rock and all that out and get down to the fireplace and get inside, and then we'll have to patch the hole and see how it is. Obviously it's still pretty cold. It's supposed to warm up to like 45 today, so all this will be melting off at some point, but we'll just be leaning the ladders against the roof and seeing how it goes. All right, so I had to angle grind the bottom clasp. I assumed that the pipe was actually like inside the other pipe. It's not. It's just sitting on top. And right now it's, as you can see, it's barely sitting on top. There's one piece touching. I think the whole thing is being supported by these supports up there. I have to cut the supports off up top probably as well because they were so rusted. And then it's just gonna, our plan is just to push it out and fall that way. So we'll go from there.
For this clip, we actually, it was a bit stressful. We didn't have the rope initially attached to the tower. And I had cut the first two supports, and you saw how very little was there. So I'm hanging on with my left arm onto the third support, holding on to that support, and then trying to grind it slowly down to the point where it'll break off. My dad, obviously, he's trying to pull it this way because it was leaning the other direction towards the staircase, and we didn't want it to go that way. So he's pulling this way and holding, he was able to get the camera on everything. And I'm yelling at him, he's yelling at me. We're going back and forth. I'm just trying to slowly cut it to the point where it'll disconnect. I was worried about it The ladder is relatively close, so I was worried about the kickback of it, the pipe actually falling and then kicking back towards my legs or hitting the ladder or something like that. And so both of us were kind of freaking out trying to get this down because I want to say it was at least 150 pounds. It's steel. It was not a light aluminum pipe or anything modern. It was an old steel pipe that um, we're just trying to get it down safely without injuring ourselves. It took a little while just because I was, as I mentioned, I just so slowly cutting it until it gets to the point where it does finally go. It should show that here shortly. There it went. Yeah, it went a lot quicker than. Both of us are breathing a sigh of relief. It did ding part of the siding or the not siding the roof a little bit, um, but it wasn't too bad. So we were thankful to get it down and glad that nobody got hurt.
All right, we got it down without killing ourselves, so that's good. It was a little sketchy up there, given the thing you saw what it was sitting on. It wasn't very much, and then after the second one was cut, it shifted down, which I expected. The problem is it's really heavy steel. I don't know what gauge it is, but it was put up probably in the 60s or 70s or something, and it's pretty rusted out. Even one of these things here, this is going to fail at some point. It had been just filling up with water and rusting out. And down there, I don't know if this one's got kind of the same thing, but we got it out right now. It's just a matter of getting the bricks, or not bricks, rocks and all that out. We'll probably work on that for the rest of the day, and we'll probably check in periodically and give you updates as needed.
Okay, so this was just a time lapse of us taking down the rock and pulling everything out. I think I had it on 130 speed or something setting. I don't remember the exact speed, but it's pretty quick in this clip. But it took us, I think, a good 2.5, 3 hours to get it all out. So it did take a while, but it was a lot harder than the inside fireplace. But eventually we were able to get it down and get everything out that we wanted to get out, and yeah, went fairly smooth, even though it took a while.
All right, we're gonna take a break for lunch here, but show you the progress so far. We can actually see into the house. Can't really see anything, but that's the top of the firebox. So I gotta that's the pink brick on the other side. We're gonna leave it up as long as possible so the dust is somewhat contained inside of this. And then this is really hard to get out. It's pretty sure it's concrete on this side. The other stuff is just mortar, and that was really easy. So once we get all this down, I know there is cinder block down further that surrounds it, so that might be difficult as well. But we'll have to go from there. You can see over the years, it's the joists are somewhat rotted. This one's really rotted here. I mean, it almost looks like, yeah, down here you can kind of see it too. So I'm probably gonna have to buy some additional 2x6s and sister it just for some additional support. I'm sure it's fine, especially since it's, just two joists. But we do want it to maintain its longevity after we fill this hole in and all that. So, but that's it for now. All right, we got everything off here. We got the piece of metal roofing off, and ready to put in the new one here. This joist here. It looks like termites, but I don't think it's termites. I don't know if they live this high. And termites are started at the bottom, and this is localized around where the chimney opening was. So I suspect it was some sort of bees or insect that burrowed in. I'll probably have to get some 2x6s and sister it along the outside there, cut out the bad stuff, and sister in a new nice long strip so that it's supported. It should be all right. All right, we got the patch in. All I could find at Home Depot was black. I couldn't find anything to match this color, so it is what it is. And honestly, at some point, we might be switching this roof to a black roof. Anyways, but that's in there now, and it should protect against the weather. So we should be good for now. We do still have all the inside of the fireplace to do. But this has taken us pretty much all day to do this. Go puppies. There's all the puppies. So, inside a fireplace, that is what's left. We had this piece of insulation here just to block all the debris was kind of falling out a little bit, and just to hold some of the stuff that was coming in. That will come out tomorrow. All right, we're gonna try to get this guy down today. See how it goes. I think I'm just gonna let this tip over. Let's see. It's concrete underneath, so it should be okay. The problem is there's no support in the back, and so if I'm pushing that way, it might tip over that way. So we're gonna see what happens. That was easy. So that worked really good. It actually busted the threshold off too, which is, I think that might have been rebarred in. I'm not sure, but either way, it's just a matter of cleanup now. I'll come back once it's a little more cleaned up. We can kind of see what it looks like. All right, we got it all down to the base. It's all cleaned up. That's what it looks like right now. I had a little hole for ash. You can sweep down in there, which we're not going to need anymore. But this is pretty leaky. They did a pretty poor flashing, or because I think the roof was replaced in 2020, and so maybe this was there before 2020. I don't know, but either way, there was a lot of water leaking in for the opening of the fireplace down here, and I thoroughly expected this. I don't know. There's a 1/4 inch gap between the ledger and then the roof, which is, we've had there's lots of flies and other insects that seem to crawl in and keep us company when we're visiting. But so I was expecting that, and I'm gonna have to. I have spray foam that I'll be doing it, and I have to do this, rip down the sheetrock and all the wood paneling and everything at some point, and seal all the holes and all that, and then I'm gonna put new insulation in because this insulation's pretty toasty. But for now, that's it. Forgot one item. That is the fireplace pile. We put the pipe over on the side of the building, but I knew it would be a lot, but I did not know it was going to be that much. I'm probably going to hire somebody to haul it away because it's just so much, and obviously very heavy.
That's it for this week's video. Thanks for watching. I'm not sure what will be in next week's video. At some point I am going to redo the siding, and I'm in the process of trying to figure that out, but that might be a month or two away. We'll have to wait and see.